All right. So far we have discussed what is a component and how can you create a component, right? And we have also seen that if you want to use multiple components in your application, how can you use them, right? So you will just need one particular element that wraps all of your component. That can be a React fragment, or that can be a div, or yeah, something like that, right? Great. So now let's talk a little bit about characteristics of JSX. So as you already know that this is the syntax of JSX. If I go to one of the components that we have created, let's take this hello component, and over here you can see that we have created a function. Inside that function we are returning a HTML element, right? So this is basically the syntax of JSX, but there are a few things that you need to know that you can actually do with JSX, right? So let me show you something interesting. What if I go over here and if I open these curly brackets and inside them I write 10 plus 20 not equal to 20, right? See, let's see what happens. So if I now run this particular code, so yes, hello from hello component will be there, but what do you think this should be, right? So let's see. Wow. So this actually evaluated that expression, right? So this is the power of JSX, that when you write HTML, inside that HTML you can just open these curly brackets and this can actually evaluate JavaScript expressions for you, right? Not only just expressions, even if you create a variable outside of this return statement, right? Let me just create a variable. I'll just call this variable as let text, and let me just give this text scalar, right? Something like that. And if I just remove this 10 plus 20 and if I just write text over here, right? Let's see what will happen. So if I go over here, you see scalar, right? So basically you can create your own variables and you can use them inside this syntax as well, right? In your h1 or whatever HTML tag you create inside this, right? Also, let's move a little forward. Suppose if I create a function, right? Let's just create a function display name or something like that, right? And I'll just return something from this, right? So I'll just return, let's say I return my name only, right? And now you can actually call this function inside this particular expression as well. So if I do display name, let's see what will happen. So if I go over here, oops, I forgot to call it. Yeah, let's call this, and now let's see. So you see my name is over here, right? So this is the benefit of JSX, that with these tags you can actually use JavaScript expressions over here as well. You can do arithmetic calculation, you can get a value of a variable, you can call a function, you can do all of these things, right? So this is the beauty of using JSX. So this was just a short lecture to tell you about these particular properties. So moving forward, you do not get confused, right? That's what we are doing over here. Okay, so in the next lecture we're going to talk about reusability of components, that how can you basically reuse all the React components that you will create, right? So see you in the next lecture.